Congratulations to you, Joy and Reese, for this very special day. And I am very grateful to you both for requesting me to recite your very special day, your wedding day. It seems like yesterday that you came to me and asked me to do this today. And it was last year. And we started the ball rolling, and now this is a very special day for you and for all of us. This day has been made by God, and we should be glad and rejoice. And I thank you for that. We thank all of us, thank you for that. There was an old song, a very nice song, and it says that love makes the world go round. I don't know if you heard that song. Yeah. Everybody must have heard that. Love makes the world go round. Love is a very mysterious word. It makes the world go round. I think that can be explained by the creation that God had made of the world. It is because of His love that He created the world. He created the universe. Everything that is in the universe, in the heavens, and in the world, He moved it. It is because of His love. And it is because of His love that He created us also, we the people of God. So it was because of love. The famous Italian novelist and poet, Dante Alighieri, wrote a novel called The Divine Comedy. In that novel, he mentioned about love move the stars and the universe. Really, it is because of love that everything has its life, has its movement. I believe in what he said. Even in my own personal life as a priest, it is because of love that I opened myself to the service of God, that I became a priest. It was because of love. I became a priest to serve God and to serve His people. And I think it is because of love also that Joy and Reese are here today. If not because of love, we will not be here. But it is because of love that we are here, that you wanted to be united all the days of your life. And you have chosen the beautiful reading from the letter of St. Paul about love, and it is for this reason that we are here. There are so many traditions of celebrating marriage, and I remember when I was still young. I'm not young anymore. When I was still young, my grandmother would always tell me about how the wedding of the Aboriginals in the Philippines had been done. The Aboriginals in the Philippines are called the Aitas. And according to my grandmother, she says that the bride and the groom would have this ceremony, this rite, and what they do is that the bride would run in the bush, around the bush, and the groom will run after her. That's the Aitas way of celebrating their marriage. So if the bride doesn't want the groom, she would run fast so that the groom will not catch up on her. But if the bride loves the groom, I guess, she would run slow so that the groom will catch up on her, and when the groom catches up on her, that's their marriage. It's a very interesting tradition, or I don't say it as a story, but I think it's a beautiful tradition back home in the Philippines. The Greeks would celebrate their marriage by having the bride and the groom wear crowns. The groom wear the crown and the bride will wear the crown too. So the bride and the groom are the king and the queen of the day, or the prince or the princess of the day. It's a beautiful tradition that they do in the Greek celebration of marriage. The Jewish tradition is something different. I don't know if you have seen the Fiddler and the Wolf. It's a Broadway show, and it was made into a movie, and they have beautiful songs there like if I were a rich man, doobie 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 doo, all day long. I don't know the rest. And there was this song in that movie, Sunrise, Sunset. Is this the little girl I carry? Is this the little boy I play? So on and so forth. Beautiful song that was sung by the parents of the bride when the bride and the groom were being married by the rabbi. Tiv, the father of the bride, had 4 daughters, and the first daughter married a tailor. And it is a beautiful celebration. If you have seen the movie, if you have seen the Broadway show, it's a beautiful celebration. The celebration was done under a canopy. The rabbi is there, and then the bride and the groom were there, and it is done under a canopy. The symbolism of the canopy is that God's presence is there. The heavens symbolizes the canopy, and God is in the presence of the bride and the groom, and the husband and the wife. It's a beautiful symbolism. And then after the rites, the rabbi would give a glass, a cup to the groom. I'll show you how. They have here a glass, a wine glass, and the rabbi would pour the wine glass with a white cloth and give it to the groom. But there's no wine, otherwise the groom will be drunk. So it's wrapped in the white cloth, and the rabbi will give it to the groom, and the groom will step on the glass.
You are